emphatic victory against PSV away. Nobody see it coming. I certainly didn't see it coming. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was just like it was a completely different Arsenal team. It's like an Arsenal team from 2 years ago. I couldn't I couldn't put my finger on it. I was so shocked by the goals and how many there were. And every time we scored a goal, I was waiting for an offside. Although we did get an offside decision in one of the goals, but I mean, I was waiting. No, that can't be right. It can't be right. I can't believe what I was seeing. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see us hit that kind of form against a tough team, PSV. Don't forget, they're no mugs. They're beating Juventus. They'd beaten Liverpool as well in this Champions League. But I never dreamed that we could win this game. I put it down as a 0-0 draw. That's how unconvinced I've become of this Arsenal team without no striker. But, you know, 6 different goal scorers. Odegaard getting 2 goals. I dropped him out of my team selection for this game because of his poor form. But his first half wasn't great. A few loose passes, you know, made a few little mistakes, a few little errors. But what a performance in that second half from Martin Odegaard. Absolutely unbelievable. And he deserves his flowers for that. But the kids, Miles Lewis Skelly and Mwanyeri, what a duo. What an even better duo it seems than Emil Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka. Could it be another twosome, gruesome twosome, have come out of Howe End and they're going to change Arsenal's fortunes? I really hope so because, you know, they've got so much talent. So much talent. Declan Rice had a fantastic game. I think he was man of the match for me. It was between him and Jurrien Timber. Jurrien Timber as well. Everyone really stepped up last night. And I'm so proud of them. And I'm so shocked still. I'm still in shock about it. So we're nailed on to go through to the next round. So we're going to go to the quarterfinals of this Champions League. And we're going to either meet Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid in that quarterfinal. I mean, I'm a little bit concerned about which one it'd be. It'd be 2 very different games. But we'll talk about that again in a bit. But it's just about this game that I think I'm still in a little bit of shock about it. I never expected this. I never expected it to be such a good performance. I was saying, nah, we've got no chance. I was so damn beat. I was so, you know, I've seen it all before. I've had enough of this. But for some reason, there was some spark. There was some zip to the passing. The only negatives I can take from that game last night is the little bit of immaturity from Miles Lewis Skelly. You know, almost he could have got sent off, and I think he was a lucky geezer, a lucky guy for not getting sent off last night because that would have changed the whole dynamics of the game, him getting sent off as well. I think the first yellow card he got, to be honest, was a little bit harsh, but I mean, the second challenge that he got away with was, in my opinion, was a yellow card, and he was so lucky not to get booked for that game, for that challenge. A second yellow card and then to be sent off. And I think Arteta recognised that and he didn't want to risk it. It was half hour or 35 minutes or whatever it was into that first half. And, you know, I think he done the right thing hooking him. I have heard that he reacted pretty positively towards being subbed off, understood the reasons behind it. And, you know, he was beating him, like, sort of addressing himself and saying to himself, you know what, it was my own fucking fault. You know what I mean? There was nothing. I done it to myself, basically. So he's accepted it. He's been responsible for it. And Mackenzie in the chat, hello, how you doing? Mackenzie, did you watch the game last night? Are you an Arsenal fan? What did you think of the game? Put your man of the match in the chat as well. Don't forget to do that, everybody. My man of the match was Declan Rice. He was immense last night. Calafiori, when he come on for Miles Lewis Skelly, he got one of the goals. I think he got the last goal. I think he was really good last night and all. And he finished that goal. He finished his shot like his finish was a striker's finish, in my opinion. He's done it on his weak foot. Brilliant pass from Odegaard, I think it was. latched onto it and finished into the far right-hand corner with his right foot. He used his weak foot and scored the goal. So, I did advocate for him to be playing up front instead of Marino against West Ham, if you remember rightly. Or was it Forest? It was one of them, I can't remember. But anyway, Moreno, all right, he got his goal. It was marginally, luckily, that it wasn't offside. But, he scores as well. Odegaard gets two. Mwanyeri, wonder kid. Wonder kid. He gets a goal. Jurian Timber gets a goal. I've said Calafiori, and who else got a goal? So it was Jurian Timber. It was Mwanyeri. It was Marino. Odegaard got two. Trossard as well. Trossard got a goal as well, didn't he? He played well as well. I don't know what's happening. I mean, whenever I do positive previews, I always seem to get let down. And when I feel like I'm down, and I'm saying that there's no chance of us winning this game, when I do previews like that, we seem to bounce and we seem everything to prove me wrong. It's the football gods up there that just want to make me... I'll be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong every day of the week if it means Arsenal win. I'm happy to be wrong. I swear to God. Now we've got to go to Old Trafford at the weekend. I think it's Sunday. We're going to Old Trafford with a spring in our step. And I'll tell you something else as well. If we play like we did last night against Man United, we'll probably wind up beating him about 3 or 4-0 as well. So I'm looking forward to that game even more now, because I know we've got spring in our step. But I'll tell you what surprised me last night in the chat. Tell me if you thought this as well. They didn't play like West Ham would play, like a Fulham, like a Villa, like any other team really, mid-table to top half-table team, when they play with that mid to low block. They didn't play with that low block. So that's how you play against Arsenal, to defend against our free-flowing football when it gets going. So there was no mid-block. They tried to have a go at us, and we've done them. And this is what I was thinking about as well, about the next round in the quarterfinals. We've got two very different teams. We've got a team, Real Madrid, who like to keep the ball, play possession football and attack. And we've got Atletico Madrid, who, although have been, it's been said that they've been playing more attacking football this season than what they used to under Diego Simeone. But generally, they are a very defensive team. Hard to break down. Now, for me, based on that, I would probably favour a quarter-final against Real Madrid, just because it'll be an end-to-end game. They probably wind up smashing the granny out of us anyway. But what I'm saying is, for a game, if we're playing attacking end-to-end football, we just see who scores the most goals. That'd be more entertaining, and we'd have more chance of probably winning that game than winning a game against Atletico Madrid, who sit in that mid-block or the low block. Not so much this season, admittedly. Louis, how you doing? Your Liverpool supporter in the chat. How you doing, sir? How do you think you're going to get on today? You've got PSG in you tonight. Hopefully, I'm an advocate for the English teams in Europe anyway, so hopefully Liverpool can come through that first leg against PSG pretty comfortably. I think they will, because they're a great side at the minute, Liverpool. Well-deserved, top of the league, well-deserved. Anyway, but when teams set up against Arsenal in the low block or mid-block, defensive football, basically, that's what it means, we find it very hard to break down. And that would be probably how they would set up against us at Atletico, even though they haven't done it as much this year, apparently. But I reckon that's how they'd set up, and try and hit us on a counter-attack. We're susceptible to that counter-attack, like we was against West Ham, like we are against a lot of teams, against Villas and Fulhams and, teams like that who we can't seem to get the better of. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm really, really happy with the result overall last night. A great performance. I'm not going to get it twisted, though. I'm not going to start getting above myself and start thinking, now we're going to go and take on the world, because that's not really what's going to happen. We've got to be down to earth. We've got to be, logical. We destroyed a PSV team that are on a poor run at the moment. They've got some injuries in their defence. I'm not trying to make excuses, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Arsenal or Arteta. Arteta gets his flowers. Arteta gets his flowers for that game. I've been criticising him, but on a performance like that, when someone deserves praise, I will give praise as well. You know, I'm not one of these people that just says always wants to be negative and always wants to criticise. If I call out poor decisions, bad performances, you've also got to praise good decisions and good performances as well. You can't just be just always one way. And when you know it's right in front of your face, the game last night, there was a massive improvement. It was a massive difference. There was a few changes. And I think the players interchanged positions quite a lot. I was trying to work out who was really playing where. I've seen Declan Rice over on the wing. I've seen Declan Rice playing up front. I've seen other players. I've seen Marino drop down into basically defensive midfield with Thomas Partey. You know, so he wasn't really playing at. Although he scored the goal from a striking position when he got his goal, it was close to being offside. But I think he's not. He doesn't really know the role of being a striker because he seems to, unless he's been told to do it, he did drop deep quite a lot in that game. Louis retracted the message he just put in there. I was just gonna read your question, but you retracted it, mate. My favourite player from Arsenal is Martinelli. Is it Martinelli? At the moment, my favourite player at Arsenal. Well, I don't know, you know. Martinelli, yeah, I love Martinelli. I think he's a great player, fantastic. His form's been a bit hit and miss this season. But I think Declan Rice has made a massive difference to this team. And I'll tell you now, but I used to say that I preferred Saliba as a defender. But I am very much warming to Gabriel Magalhaes as the best centre-back at the club at the moment because I think he's fantastic. I think he's brilliant player. Brilliant. Saliba's good, but I think Gabriel Magalhaes just you know, marginally, I should say, I prefer him. I think he could be more of a captain as well. He's more captain material, in my opinion, Magalhaes than Saliba. When did you last score 7 goals? I can't remember. I know we scored 5 goals against Sporting Lisbon not long ago. But this is another thing. This records were broken last night. The combination of the assist from Miles Lewis-Skelly and the goal from Nembanyeri, 17 and 18, it's the youngest assisted goal combination that there's ever been in the Champions League. The most away goals scored in the knockout phases of the Champions League away as well, 7. There was all sorts of records, but I can't remember them all, man. But there was all sorts of records broken. That, you know, when things go right for your club, you see other channels and they pull all these fucking mega mad, like, what's the word? What's the word for it when something's like, you know, you don't really think of it until someone pulls it out of the sky. You know, you don't even think about stats or records or anything like that until people just bring them out of nowhere. Manchester is blue vaping. How you doing, sir? James Lowe in the chat. How you doing? James, man? Very well. What did you think of that game last night? Wasn't it great, man? Did you see? You saw my video, didn't you, of my preview? And I was proper like, we've got no chance, mate. Arteta's still out. Well, let's see what happens if we win the league. Let's see if we win the league, James. If we win the league, well, we're not going to win the league. I mean the Champions League. If we win the Champions League, finish runners up, I'll give them another year. But generally, you know, I don't want to keep being negative about it. But I mean, Arteta out for me, it has been for most of this season, and the performance. I'm not going to change my mind completely on just that one performance. Let's see how we go. Let's see how we go against United. Let's see how we go forward. Let's see, like, the home league. We ain't got to worry about the home league. They're not going to score 6 goals beat us 6-0 at the Emirates to just to force extra time, are they? So, I mean, we're definitely through to the quarterfinals, and we've got one of the Madrid teams, and we'll see what happens after that. Uh, do you think you will score 3 goals in the next game? I think it's very possible. I think we're away to Man United at Old Trafford. Man United have been like poor at Old Trafford this season. They're normally, they're normally proper. It's like a fortress there normally. Even when they've had poor managers, well, they've not had a great manager, any great managers since Fergie, but even when they have poor seasons, they're still very good at home. Excuse me, United ain't good at home this year. I think we've got a great chance. I think PSV is a bad team. You are overreacting. What am I overreacting to? Please explain. I'm not overreacting. I'm not getting it twisted. I'm not getting above myself. I just said that. What are you talking about, man? T-Man, what are you talking about, bro? I'm not overreacting. I'm just saying that I'm happy with the result. Ain't people allowed to say they're happy with the result? If your team beat anyone 7-1, you'd be happy away in Europe. You'd be happy as well, bro. Stop trying to take it away from us. See, negative. Arsenal haters. Negative. Man, you should try sign Taylor Diblin. Why is that then? I don't understand. Why is that Manchester is blue? Tyler Diblin. I've not seen him play. I don't know who he is. PSV didn't play low block and fancied their chances. We've got a chance to play a game. Exactly that, James. I said that a little bit earlier on. I said when that's what happens. This is why everyone plays with a mid to low block against us, because they know what we're capable of, even without a striker. Our best 4 attacking options: Martinelli, Saka, Havertz, and Jesus, all out, and we've still got 7 goals away to PSV. That is what I'm talking about. That is why people play with a low block against us. That's why, because they know what we're capable of, even without our 4 main attacking threats. Even without them, he's Southampton's best player. Oh, okay. I've not seen a lot of Southampton this year, Manchester. So I mean, that's why I don't know who he is. I've not really watched a lot of Southampton. Southampton are terrible at the minute, bottom of the league. I mean, if he's any good, what position is he playing? What position is he playing? This Tyler Diblin. And I'll let you know if I think it's worth having a look at him, because I can search it up and Soap Scores. I can have a look at his stats. Remember me, mate? Simply Lena. Vaguely, I do remember. Remember something. He's a winger. What, left or right, mate, or both? We are looking for. We do need a winger. I've watched a lot of Ramsdale picking the ball out of the net at Southampton. How's your luck? How is your Donald Duck Ramsdale? Gets relegated 3 times before he comes to Arsenal. Then, don't want to sit on the bench. Don't blame him. He's too good to be a bench goalkeeper. I understand that. Goes to Southampton. I think he had a chance to go to Newcastle, but he's chose Southampton. And now it looks like he's going to be relegated yet again. So he must be like a proper Jonah. A proper Bok, man. How's your luck? Terrible luck. Anyway, who's your man in the match? Arsenal fan. Any Arsenal fans watching this on the replay, or any Arsenal fans watching tonight? I know James is a definite Arsenal fan. Who was your man in the match? What to say to cause I'm a Man United fan? I don't make any sense. Simply Lena. Man United fan, we've got you at Old Trafford on Sunday. Be careful, because we're coming for you. We're coming to Old Trafford to prove a point this season. We need to take the 3 points, but I want to do it emphatically. Oh, I would love to do it like this. Like back, what year was it? 2006, 7, when you beat us 8-2. I meant to say, what do you want to say to me? I don't want to say anything to you, bro. I don't know what you mean. Because you're a Man United fan. I'll tell you what I do want to say to you. We're coming for you. We're coming for you on Sunday. Gavin, go in the chat. Your lads will destroy United. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. What do you think of the two, the Miles Lewis Skelly and the Mwanyeri, Ethan Mwanyeri? The two latest ALN products, coming into the first team and performing really well. Miles Lewis Skelly's got a little bit of a, I'm not going to say it's an attitude problem. I think it's just a bit of an erraticness, but he was quite humble when I've heard about him, what they're saying about after he got subbed off after the first half hour. Luckily enough, he did sub him off because he probably would have got sent off again. But I think he took it on the chin. He took it like a man. I know I fucked up. It was my fault, basically. So, kudos to him for that, and he accepted it. And now he's not going to be playing against United because he's suspended from being sent off in the game against, was it West Ham or Forest? I can't even remember what game it was now. Anyway, Man U don't play low block. They're struggling with Lego blocks right now. Yeah, James, yeah. Well, they probably will play a low block against us, and how embarrassing would that be? For Man United to have to play a low block at Old Trafford. How embarrassing for United would that be? If Ahmed was not injured, we would probably win. Do you think so, Simply Lena? Do you think United, where are they in the league, bro? Where are they in the league, United? They're like, where are they? What are they, 14th, something like that? Nah, man. I don't, listen, I don't want to buck Arsenal, so I'm not going to say, yeah, we're going to smash the granny at you. We're going to do you 3-4-0. I ain't saying that. But, we're capable. We're capable, definitely. Ace's in the chat. How you doing, bro? Result doesn't even matter. Madrid will humiliation against Arsenal. Yeah. Real Madrid, it's going to be a good game, I think. If we get Real Madrid, it's going to be a better game than if we get Atletico Madrid. I think it's going to be a boring game against them. But against Real Madrid, they'll probably beat us. All right, I'm under no illusions. But what I'm saying is, it'll be a better game. Don't you think? Just think about it. Do you think Arsenal Madrid or Arsenal Real Madrid or Arsenal Atletico Madrid, what would be the better game? And who would you rather in the quarter-final, Arsenal fans? They're 14th, are they, Aces? They're part of the bus, Gavin. Yeah, I think they will. But that'd be an embarrassment for them. Jack in the chat, Man United are struggles. Yeah, they're struggling at the minute. Proper struggling. But you guys will win. I think we've got a great chance, Simply Lena, man. We've got a great chance. I mean, after that performance last night, I'm buzzing. So I don't want to let that's why I didn't do the reaction last night, because I needed to sleep on it. I needed to have a little think about it. You know what I mean? Not be too erratic, not be too emotional, not run and go like a lunatic straight away. But Josh Kroenke was what? Josh Kroenke was at last night's game, was he? Was he watching that? He's gonna say we don't need a striker now, isn't he? Be excited. There's loads to come. Josh Kroenke, what's a bellend. Score prediction: Bayern Munich versus Bayer Leverkusen. I'm going to say 2-0 Munich for me. 2-0 Munich. Jack saying 3-1 Munich. Ace says Fulteta is dead man walking with new sporting director incoming. Now, this is something I wanted to ask you. I know he's a sporting director from Atletico Madrid, as we've been speaking about him. He's been there 12 years or something like that. Apparently he's good at his job. But what does a sporting director actually do? What does he do? What influence does he have on the club or the manager? What does he? He's got nothing to do with the coaching. Does he identify the players, or does the manager tell him what players he wants and he goes and sorts it out? Edu, we lost out on a lot of players when Edu was doing it. I mean, Caicedo stands out for one. Mudryk is another one. Both went to Chelsea. Joel Felix, another one, went to Chelsea. There's a lot of players we missed out on, and then he wants to pay for players that he didn't have to pay for, like Marquinhos, to keep good relations. Edu didn't do a great job, man, and he's gone now. He's at Forest. He's at a consortium-based director who are in charge of a few clubs. The same as Jurgen Klopp, Red Bull, is sort of gone into that role. James Lau, losing to Madrid at quarterfinals. We're struggling at 15th in the Prem. You choose. Yeah, you choose. Exactly that, man. I'd rather be losing to Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League than struggling down in 15th in the Premier League. That's for sure. But let's all make fun of Man City because they're out of the Champions League. And is it FA Cup? Who's making fun of Man City? Man City. What do you mean? Who's making fun of? No one's mentioned Man City, bro. He buys the players. Oh, he buys the players, he says, does he? You should sign Julian Alvarez. Good player, man. Good player. Is he the player that was at City? Where did he go to? They sold him, innit? They sold him to... Who did they sell him to? I can't remember. Gavin Go, 4 in a row. City, 1 bad season, 4th place. Exactly. United would swap places tomorrow. Absolutely, Gavin. Absolutely. Of course they would. 4 in a row. In that as well, a treble, including the Champions League. You know, brilliant. Man City is still a brilliant team, man. They're just having a bad season. Everyone's entitled to have a bad season. Pep's having a bad year. So what? Look what he's done. Look what he's done, man. And people were calling for his head. And they say Arsenal fans are entitled. You're joking, man. Also, he can sack manager. Oh, what? The sporting director can sack the manager? Wow. So that's why people are saying he's a dead man walking. I wanted to ask, do you play football? No, I don't. I coach football. I don't play football. I coach kids. Ruben Almiron will be sacked sooner than later. He's only just got the job. How long's he been there? 5 months? 4 months? Remember him from City to Athletic? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do remember. It's the media calling for Pep's head, not the fan. I've seen fans, Gavin. I've seen fans saying it on YouTube. I've literally seen them myself with my own eyes. What club do you coach? I'm one of the coaches for Poplar Boys Club football. I used to coach in a club called one of the teams for Simrab in London as well. Simrab is a big kids team. A lot of professional players have come through there. They're day trippers, yeah. You're right, Gavin, man. It makes no sense to me. AFC Always is everywhere in the chat. How you doing, sir? 7-1 away win in Champions League knockout game is crazy, and it's a record, AFC Always. It's a record. I did mention earlier that all these records have come out of the woodwork, come out from obscurity. That's the word I was looking for earlier on, obscurity. I was looking for that word and I couldn't remember what the word was. But all these, the youngest to have a goal and assist, like 17, 18. And I mean, a lot of it's all hype for me, all hype. Channel going right direction, mate. Chuff for you. Let's hope so, James, man. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to do it, man. I didn't do anything for about a week because there was nothing to say after that Forest game. And it was up until the preview I done yesterday for the Champions League game that, you know, then I've done, and now I'm doing the reaction. I'm not going to do content for the sake of it. I don't want to bore people. Do you know what I mean? So I'm only going to say something if I've got something to say. I'll do a preview or do a reaction. That's what I'm going to do on this channel from now. I'm not just going to make things just for the sake of it, because that's when people start to get bored, I think, anyway. Thanks, James. It's PSV for God's sake. Right, what? So what? Champions League, mate. Second in their league to Ajax. They've had a little bit of a poor run, but what was it? They've not lost a game at home for 51 games or something. It was something like that, the stat. So I don't know what you say. Who do you support? Team Manturas. You've got to be a City fan or a Chelsea fan, maybe. Because you sound pretty salty, bro. You sound pretty salty. PSG will be 3-4 to who? To Liverpool or PSG? Who do you think will get promoted from the Championship? I'm not really sure. I know Leeds still top. Leeds were top, weren't they? I think Leeds have come back up. How you doing, Bob Larson? But I don't know, mate. I've not really watched that league. PSV beat Juventus. PSV beat Liverpool as well. They beat Liverpool as well, didn't they? So I mean, what is T-Man Tourist talking about? Name one good player for PSV. I can't, mate. They was all shit last night. Who do you support? Put who you support in the chat, and I'll name a good player from your team then. PSV to beat Liverpool 3-2. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi, man. Messi for me. I know this is a debate that goes on all throughout the ages, but for me, it's Messi. I just think he's a better all-round player. It's just, it is close. It's like saying Henry or Bergkamp as well, wasn't it, for Arsenal fans? You know, the fan base is divided on that as well, but for me, it's Bergkamp. For me, it's Bergkamp in that one. Arsenal shooting accuracy against Nottingham Forest was 7.7%. That was awful. Yeah, it was absolutely. Ronaldo for me, come on. Each to their own, simply, Lena, man. It's each to their own, and, you know, I think it's Messi. It's Messi. Although Messi didn't play in the Premier League. So, you know, you could lean towards Ronaldo because he played in the more competitive league. So I get what you're saying. PSG 4-3. You think it's going to be a high scoring game like that? I think Liverpool will just win it about 2-0. I think it'll be about around 2-0, 3-1, something like that. I can't see like 7 goals in the game. I don't think PSG are that great. Arsenal beat them. We beat PSG in the qualifying rounds, didn't we? So yeah. So don't forget in the chat, stick a like on the video for us. Get your questions in then. Let's have your questions in the chat. Let's see what you're saying. No one's put their man of the match in from last night either. Put your man of the match in from last night. Who do you think? For me, was Declan Rice. Dembele is good. Yeah, he's decent. There's a lot of Dembeles though. What one plays for PSG? Is it Moussa Dembele? Is it Moussa Dembele? Messi, the GOAT. He's won everything in world football. CR7 hasn't won the World Cup. That was what I couldn't remember because I did have something to say about that. You can lean towards Ronaldo because he's played in the Premier League, but you've got to give it to Messi because he's actually won the World Cup with Argentina. If you were the manager of Arsenal, who would you sign? Okay, if I was manager of Arsenal, who would I sign? Straight away, I would sign Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon. And although I like Xavi Simons, winger, I think he was at Barcelona. I think he's just signed a permanent deal in Germany. I think, is it one of the Red Bulls? I can't remember, but yeah, but it would be. I like Xavi Simons. I think he's a good player. But Gyökeres for me, the striker. I don't think there's any chance of us getting Isaac from Newcastle. So I'm just being a bit realistic about it.